while it would be nice if we had a GPS for social interaction, unfortunately we don't yet. Here's coming soon, though, the GPS for conversations, if you haven't seen this. Continue talking next 12 seconds. Prepare to change topics. Exit conversation next, right? And this one you gotta love, recalculating. If only we all had a GPS for conversations. Let me give you guys a little quiz here. We've been working hard. I want to make sure everything's sinking in here, so I want to give you a little quiz. This is going to be two different cases up here, and I want to see if you can help distinguish the kid with some lagging social skills from the kid without lagging social skills. So tell me which one is struggling in the social thinking department. I'm glad to hear you guys laughing here. Yes, the right answer is him. She says, I wonder if I should ask him to play. He says, I wonder if I should kick her. To say sometimes when I'm presenting mostly to mental health professionals, people don't laugh because they're busy figuring out what's wrong with her as well. And yes, she could have assertiveness issues or something since she's just wondering and not asking. But no, the problem's here. I wonder if I should kick her. Now, humor aside, here's the point that I'm trying to make this morning, which is if he goes over and kicks her, the typical response from adults will be to rush up to him and remind him kicking is not okay on the list of no-nos. And furthermore, because you did that, you are now going to lose your recess time to motivate you not to kick again, and now you know that kicking is not okay. And what I'm asking us to recognize here today is he probably is aware kicking is not okay. And he would probably prefer to do something else if he knew what else to do. And what we'd like to do instead is say, what skills might he be lacking in those 5 categories that if he had them, things would go better there. Try not to be fancy about it. Somebody suggest a skill without any jargon, specific skill, that he might struggle with that if he had this interaction would go better.
Language.
And be specific. He'd like to engage her. So what's the skill he's lacking? Reading cues, and here's the only problem so far. If we stop there, we'd say language skills, reading cues, and engaging. And everybody would nod their heads and say, yes, we need some skills that are lacking in the social skill, language, engagement domain, which would be actually accurate. But do we know what we're actually working on? Let's be very plain about it. What's he having a hard time doing? Asking somebody how to play. And if you're very clear about that, he's having a hard time asking somebody to play. There's not a helpful adult in the world who won't have some ideas about how to teach somebody how to ask other people to play. Okay? The reason I'm harping on this is I think too often what we say is, well, clearly he's lacking social skills. Is that accurate? Yes. But if we stop with that vague explanation, it leads to a vague intervention. So what does that look like? You know, we should put him in the social skill group. On Wednesday afternoons, that group, we have a little space in that brown bag group. We'll put him in the social skill group. And then he will be with socially unskilled kids as well, trying to learn how to get better at social skills. And each one of them will be struggling with different skills. This kid may be great at a bunch of stuff, but this is what he's hard at. Let's be very specific about the skill he lacks and how we can work on that specifically for him. So in some ways, we need to sort of leave aside our tendency to cluster these into big categories and just be very plain about what's he having a hard time doing that if he could do better, this would go better. That's what we're going to try to teach him to do.